Hello, civil engineers. Welcome back to the lecture. So once you're done up to here, no, next what you're supposed to do is you can try to see this already. Whatever I done, I'll delete it. Okay. If you are done also, you can delete it. Come back here and say erase border, and you can erase it in this way. Okay. Yeah, erase it, and that's it. Finish. So now what we can do, no, we can even try to decorate it a bit. Okay. So in this way, you select everything up to here and say and give a thick border here. Okay, finish. So that means this entire thing is one footing, and this serial number you can drag in this way and say merge at center and write here serial number 01. Okay, so once you're written, it will come here. Click on that, take it to the top, and if you want, you increase the font of that. I mean, make it bold and then increase the font of that. Okay, great. Other than that, everything is great. Everything looks good. Not an issue. And later, if you want, you can bifurcate all this thing, but not required. This much is enough. Okay, fine. After that, one footing is done. We'll go back to the next footing. I hope up to here your concepts are clear. Now, I told you I'll explain you a few things here. See, why this bend deduction has to be taken, right? For example, here we have done 4 times the D. That is 4 into D. 2D bend here, 2D bend deduction here. What is the reason behind that? See, usually when you bend a bar, if you're bending, this is a rebar what I have or a steel bar. When I bend this in the 45 degree direction, what will happen? There will be an increase in the length of this. So this increase in the length we need to deduct from the original length. So whenever you're bending your bar in a 45 degree, you need to take 1D. That means 1D you have to do the deduction. For example, let us consider, if you're not understood the concept, let us consider before the bending, this is the length of my bar. Okay. And then I have bent my bar in 45 degree. This is my 45 degree bending. Okay, fine. So let us consider the length of the bar was 1500 mm. And when I bent the bar, so when I bent the bar, it came out to be 1505. Let us consider. Okay. So I'm taking a rough value. So what has happened? Actually, the length of the bar was 1500, but due to bending in the 45 degree, or let us say 1 minute, instead of 1505, no, I'll do this as I'll write this as a 8 diameter bar. Okay. Consider that it's a 8 diameter bar. The bar what I have considered is 8 bar. Okay. 8 bar. So this length, whatever happened, it increased to 1508 Okay. 1508 So what has happened? Actually, the length was 1500. Due to the bending, the bar has increased the length. The length of the bar has increased to 1502. But we want to deduct this extra length which has increased. This extra length we have to deduct. So that is why this formula has been crafted, which says that if you're bending your bar in 45 degree, you have to deduct 1D. So what is 1D? 1 into D is diameter of a bar. That means from the original length. Okay. From the original length, what is the original length? 1508. Due to the bending, this happened. Due to the bending, 1508 minus 1 times the D. 1 into diameter of the bar is 8 Okay. So that means it comes out to be 1500 You're getting my point? So that is why we were doing all this bend deduction. Okay. So in order to take care of this extra length, which will increase due to the bending, we are applying this formula. Similarly, if you're bending your bar in 90 degree, so this is a 90 degree bend. Okay, you can see this is 90 degree. This is creating 90 degree. For that, you have to take 2D. For 45, it was 1D. For 90 degree, it is 2D. Okay, so that is why here you see this is 90 degree bend, isn't it? This is 190 degree. Here another 90 degree. So 290 degree has come. For 190 degree, if it is 2D, for 290 degree, 2 into 2D, that is 4D. That is why what we were taking 4 into D, where D is the diameter of the bar, we used to deduct. Getting my point? Suppose when we are bending it in 135 degree. So 135 degree comes in case of lateral ties and all. When we take up the column problem, I'll explain you there. Okay. There you're supposed to make use of 3D. Okay. And this 180 degree, usually when you're putting up a U-shaped bar and all, in that case 180 degree come. But most of the cases, whenever we do bar bending schedule, we encounter with 90 degree and this 135 degree. Okay. 135 degree where it comes, especially in case of the stirrup. So if this is my stirrup, then what happens? This particular area, right? So this particular thing, we bend it in this way. This will be 135 degree. So here we need to apply this 3D bend deduction. Okay. And sometimes whenever we put the lateral ties, it will be something like this, isn't it? If you have worked on the site and all, your lateral ties will be something like this. So again, this is also 135 degree bend. In that case, again, we need to apply this 3D and 3D. Okay. In future, we'll try to see. But now your concepts are clear. Fine. Now there is one more school of thought to that. Few people don't follow this because they say that practically these things will not happen. There won't be 1 day increase in the length. And few people say that the whatever changes will happen. See, now if I tell here, it is 1460. Suppose I'll copy the same thing, Control C and Control V. Okay, it won't work out. Okay, just remember it is 1460, 1460. And now if I don't do the bend deduction, so if I remove it out, okay, how much changes will happen? So it is 1500. That means hardly 40 mm has increased. So few people say that this 40 mm will not matter much, so we'll not take the bend deduction. Now few companies follow that also. They say that it's not much importance to us, and will not apply the bend deduction concept. That is also right, and there are companies nowadays who are following all these things. Okay, so that is why I always tell it all depends on the project that you're working for. Okay, there's no a fixed rule that you have to follow this only. This much is clear, but I've explained you the concept behind that. Yeah, great. So once this is done, next we'll go to the next this thing. What is that? Next footing. Okay, F1 is done. Now, when you're doing for the next footing, what you're supposed to do, you don't have to write again the same thing. Don't write again same thing. Just copy here. The same thing, you copy it in this way. You can copy up to here. Okay, copy like this. Okay, and say Control C. I've done Control C and come down. Okay, you start from here and say Control V. That's it. Finish. So this will be your footing number 2. Now this you make it as all the changes you do here. Quickly you'll get the answer. Okay, F2 footing. No, what is the size of that? F2 footing, it is 1400 by 1400 by 400. So input that. So it is 1400. So you see the changes now. Since we have interlinked everything, no, quickly you'll get the answer now. 1400 by 1400 by 400. You make this, the moment I make the 1400 and 1400, no, this everything will change. This also will change, and here also it will change. Okay. Now see the magic there. 1400. Done. This go okay. This is 1400. Done. This got changed. This is also 1400. This also got changed. Got it? Similarly, you see the answer also changed. Everything changed. Okay. Now everything again, you don't have to do any changes here because depth is 400. No, so that is why depth is 400. Fine. Now come to the diameter. Your shorter span, that is B1 is shorter. It is a 10 diameter at 150. This is also longer, is 10 diameter by 150. So here by default 10 and 10 I have written. 150 and 150 I have written. Finish. Your answer is ready. Only the thing is here what will happen. No? Since this input we have done manually, here this answer won't come because it will take the next value. You just come here and change the value. That's it. That means what you're supposed to do, no? You delete this part. Okay, wait, I'll tell you what has to be done. See, here what will happen, N24. So this is N and 24 is this one. So it will take some this value 24, which that is why you are getting 0 answer. So you come here, you delete this part. Okay, and it's a 10 diameter bar, no? Come here. So where is your 10 diameter? 0.617. Enter. Wait, come here. Okay. Multiply this by L30 is this one. That is total cutting length. We'll multiply the total cutting length with the unit weight of a 10 diameter bar and hit the enter button. Finish. You got 10.25 kg. Similarly, here also same thing. You delete this part. Okay. That means 16.600. Here also you'll get same answer, but still we'll interlink it and close the bracket, hit the enter button. Finish. So it is 10.25 kg. Got it? That's it. Your second footing is also ready. If you don't believe this, if you want, I'll do manual calculation for this quickly. Okay, you can do it because since we are in the initial phase, we'll try to manually verify sometimes. Okay, very simple. No, 1400 we know along the shorter span. If it is 1400, this will be 1400 minus 50 minus 50, which is 1300, and this is 200 200. We know because 400 minus 50 minus 50 will be 300, and for the 300, if I do 2/3 of the 300, 3 ones are 100, 100 into 2 is 200. Exactly, 200, 200. So that means this is correct. Now come to the total cutting length. So total cutting length will be 1300 plus 200 plus 200. So 1300, 200 is 1500, 1500 plus 200 is 1700. So 1700 is a total cutting length. But here we need to do the bend deduction, which is 4 times the D. 4 into 10 we are supposed to do. So that will be 1700 minus 4 into 10 is 40. So that comes out to be 1660 mm, right? Manually also we got, in the Excel sheet also we got. Now if I divide this by 1000, I'll get it in meter. That is why 1660 divided by 1000 will give me 1.660 meter. And now in coming to the number of bar. So how do you find the number of bar? So number of bar will be the total cutting length of one bar. You multiply this by number of bar, that is 10, and this you multiply by number of footing. So that means 1.660, 1.660. If I multiply this by 10 and multiply this 1, obviously it is 16.60 meter. Got it? Same thing here also it follows. That's it. Now unit weight will be 16.60 if I do, and if I multiply this by the weight of the 10 diameter bar, so it is 0.62, right? So if you want, you do it manually. So it is 0.62 or 0.617. Okay, you do it manually, you'll get 10.25. That's it, simple. Now coming to the number of bar, obviously number of bar is very simple. We'll do the number of bar also. We got 10 there, but I'll show you manually how it has to be done. Okay, yeah. Now coming to the number of bar. So how do you find the number of bar? We got 10 here. So I'm finding the shortest span bar. No, if I'm finding the shortest span bar, I need to take the longest span, which is 1400. So wait. So I'll do it. So 1400 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side. This will be divided by the spacing of shortest span, which is 150, and plus 1. So do it. It is 1300. We'll divide it by 150. So if you have a calculator, do it. So let me do it here. Okay, I'll do it here only. Okay, plus how much it is? 1300 divided by 150. So I'm getting 8.667, which I can consider it to be 9 because it is greater than 0.5. So 8.667, I can consider it to be 9. Okay, or even I can write here comma 0. If I write comma 0, I think it should take 9, or I should round it up. Yeah, let me round it up. So ROUND, round up, and yeah, so round up. Wait. ROUND, round up, and this one. Okay, finished. Exactly. So it's coming 9. So 9 is actually number of bar. It is actually a spacing. So plus 1 we are supposed to do, no? Because you see the formula, plus 1 I have done. Okay, 9 plus 1 is 10. That is why I got 10 here. Getting my point? Very simple. So in this way, I verified everything manually. And same thing you can see in the Excel sheet. Okay. And from here onwards, I'll not teach you anything manually because anyhow for 2 problems, I've done it manually. Okay, fine. So 2 is done. Great. Next, what you're supposed to do? Very simple. Next, we are supposed to do for F3 footing. Then we have for F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, and F9. So you can do it on your own, no? Nothing. Whatever you are done, again copy. You can either copy from here or you can either copy from here. No issue. I'll copy from the first footing only. Copy this, select up to here. Okay. Say Control C, come here and paste. Say this is the third footing. Everything is ready. Come and make this as number 3. Okay. Then come back to the drawing again. See your F3 footing. So it is 1850 by 1850 by 500. So come here and write here. It is 1850. Okay. And this is also 1850. And this is 500. Okay. Great. Finish. So this is again 1850. This you have to change. So why did I do an Excel sheet something like this is for the very same reason. Automatically everything will get updated. If we are not interlinked in this way, no, then we should have come and change every time here. Now, since we have interlinked, it is easy for me now. So 1850 again, done. This also got changed and this will be 500, right? Done. Everything. See, this time this also got changed to 66.67. Now it is not coming in this way. So I need to round up. Okay. Say round up. ROUND, round up. Because I don't want anything in the decimal point. That is why. Okay. Round up, comma, 0 and close the bracket. And I think one bracket I need to open here. Enter. Okay. Okay, let me do that. See, how many open brackets are there? One open bracket, two open brackets. So two closing bracket will come. So number of open bracket should be equal to number of closing bracket. Okay. So one open bracket I have done here. Done here. And I'll say comma and I'll say 0 here and I'll close the bracket. Okay, it's not coming. Now it's okay. Now it's correct. See, it's coming to 67. No, Earlier it was coming to 66 point something. So now it is 267. It is okay. Okay, fine. Getting my point? What I did? I did round up here. So when you do round up and put a comma and say 0, it will take the next higher value. Got it? Yeah, because practically 266.67 is not possible on the side. Okay, fine. So that's it. So once you do this, you got the answer. We'll see what answer I got here earlier case. Yeah, see here also I got 266 point. How many bars I got? How many footings are? Yeah. Well, see, we did few mistakes. What are the mistakes? Not mistake. Go back. See the number of footings. Okay. Earlier it was 1. No, I think this should be 1 only. F1 it was 1. F2 footing 3 numbers was there. So come to the Excel sheet. Here you have to input 3. Okay. And here you have to input 3. It will come. Now you verify your answers. See, it is 3, no? 3 and 3. What is the answer you got? 27.657. And see how much we got. Okay. We'll see. We'll verify this. Okay. Yeah. So 161.660 is coming. This is correct. This 44. It is 44 point. Okay. 3 and 3, no? So 10, 3 and 3. So it is coming. Okay. 3 into 10 into this. This should be correct. And I think 3 into, yeah, this number of bar is 9 here, no? And here we got 10. Here we got +1 and 0. This is 10. Okay, no problem. Then not an issue. Okay, because anyhow the answer remains the same. Think round up 1300 minus divide by spacing, that is 150 +1 and 0 we have done. Here also it is same thing. Yeah. So this number of bars, it is coming. Okay. Where is the number of bar? Yeah, number of bar, it is 9. It is coming 10 here, no? Here it is 9. Why it's so? Because round up. Okay. Uh, okay. It is okay. See here one mistake has happened, no? Why? Because it should have been 1400. By mistake I have written 1000, because if it is 1400 then it is correct, and hit the, now it's correct. See, this should be 1000. Okay, sometimes that error happens in Excel sheets and all. Not an issue. Don't concentrate on the error. It's okay. 10 and 10. Now you see 49.800, 30.727. Yeah, 13 point. Okay, see again, one thing, you should be in a position to identify the error. Error will be done by everyone, but if you are able to understand the error, that means you know the concept. Okay, that's it. Very simple. Because tomorrow it's not that every time when you work in the companies you will be doing all these things. You may have a junior who will be doing, and later he'll bring it, and you need to verify. In that case, you should be knowing how, where that guy might have made a mistake and all. That is why both things are important. Okay. Yeah, I think both the values we have matched. 30.7. Now come to the footing number 3. So in the footing number, that is, this you have to change F2 and this will be F3. Okay, this is F3. F3. So go back to the drawing again. So F3 footing, how many are there? 4 numbers are there. So quickly input 4 here and input 4. That by default it will take. Next, what is the size of F3 footing? 1850, 1850, 500. So it is correct. 1850, 18500. Okay, good. So what is the answer you got? Cutting length. Just verify the cutting length. Yeah. So here 4, 10, 100. Okay. Spacing also you need to check now. See. Now come here. See, always whenever you do, come here, F3 footing, numbers you have to check, size. Now you see the diameter, 10 diameter, 10 diameter, but spacing is 100 and 100. Okay, so what you do now? Diameter is 10 and 10. This spacing should be 100. Make it 100. This also you make it 100. Done? Yeah. Now verify your answers. Okay, fine. So third footing, how much they have got? 4, 10, 100. So it's a 12. How much we have put? 10 diameter. What is the diameter of a bar for F3 footing? It is 10 diameter and 10 diameter. Okay. So it is 10 and 10. We have put 10 diameter, 10 diameter. And the number of bars, how much they got? Okay. They got 12 here. Hmm? Okay, okay. So there is one mistake here, no? See, everywhere it is taken. Again, this should be 1850. 1850. Now it will come correct. Now it's correct. See, again, this is 1850. Got it? Done. 1919 I got. This is okay. See, sometimes when you do in Excel sheet, no, it will come something like this. See, it's coming like this. The reason is that it is not having enough space. In that case, you just drag it in this way. Your answers will be visible. Okay, fine. So 1919 we got. Here also I got 1919, 2244, 2243. So 170, 170. Here also it is 170.54, 170. Got it, no? Everything is correct. Now coming to the this thing, that is a weight. So how do you find weight? Here it will be by default 0. It's a 10 diameter bar. So what you're supposed to do, come here. So what you do, 170.544, you multiply this by unit weight of 10. So it is 0.617 and close the bracket, hit the enter button. So what is the weight I got? 105.27. How much we got here? For third footing, yeah, 105.1. See this, after decimal point, that difference will come, not an issue. Okay. If I increase the decimal, it will be all right, I feel. Okay. Similarly, here also it is same thing. Okay. Multiply by where it is 0.617, close the bracket, hit the enter button. Done. Got it, no? 105.274, 105.274. Earlier I already had done it. So here also 105 and 105. Okay, great. That's it. So in this way, I've explained you for footing number 1, 2, and 3. But luckily, you people have F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, and F9. Don't do F6 footing because F6 they have written C plan because it is a combined footing. I'll teach you later because in combined footing, you'll be having a bottom reinforcement. Then you get a top reinforcement, which I'll explain you later. But you finish F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F7, 8, and 9. Okay, you finish everything. Now for F9 footing, I'll explain here because rest all, it's very simple because the size is 1300 by 1300, 1550 by 1550, no? Fine. But whereas F9 footing, no, it is 1100. Actually, it is 1750 by 1100. Okay. Length 1750 by 1100. So I'll write it 1100. Okay. Great. So for this, I'll teach you now. Again, go back to the Excel sheet. Here already I've done it. Okay. Here already I've done it. So I think there are a few mistakes in this Excel sheet. No. The reason is that here everywhere it is 1200 I've taken. So this should be changed. Because since I copied, no, that is why that error is coming. 2000. Done. Now it is correct. Similarly, here also that error is coming. So 2250. 2250. Here also it is 2250. So if you understand concept once, it's very easy. Okay. So it is 1300. Rest all things are correct. Only, yeah, this is 1300. Okay. This is also 1300. Fine. This is 1550. 1550. And this also it is 1550. Yeah. Okay. Done. Next. This is last one, 1700. This will do. So always remember number of bar. If it is shorter span, you have to take longer one. So it should be 1750. And okay, it is correct. And if it is for longer span, you have to take shorter span. Shorter span is 1150. I'll explain you for this. Okay, done. Fine. Now we'll come to the last footing, that is F8 footing. Okay. So I'll teach you here only and we'll verify the answer. Yeah, last footing, what we'll do, we'll copy from here only. Same thing you copy. Okay. Up to here, say Control C, bring it here and write Control V. So this will be the last footing. What is the serial number of that? 8 numbers. I'll write 8 here. Okay. Fine. And what is the name of the footing? The footing name is F8 now. F8. Okay. And it is actually 1750. 1750 by 1100, isn't it? 1100. So we'll verify that. Yeah, it is 1750. How much it is? 1750. Yeah. By 1100 and depth is also 405. So this length you input 1750. This you input 1100. Okay. This is 400. Fine. So now we'll start with this. So F1 bar. No, this is not F1. You should write here. Okay. F8. See, there are few changes which you need to do when you copy. So it is because we are doing F8 footing. So it should be F8 footing. Okay, great. Similarly, I think here also I didn't change all these things. Here also see when I did F2 and all, no, it is Fn only. Make changes here. You can do it later also. Okay, first you concentrate on the procedure. So once you know how to do, later this can be changed. But when somebody comes and sees your Excel sheet, it should be correct, because your Excel sheet may go for checking also. Sometimes the client may ask, show me the way you're done. So in that case, make it correct and give it. Okay, fine. Fine. Now, last one thing we need to check, size I have put. Come to this part. That is, yeah, how many footings are there? So F9. Okay. This F, it's not F8, it's F9. Okay, no problem. Because one footing I have not done. I'll write F9 only. No issues. Write this as F9 only. Okay, no confusion. So make this as F9. F9 and make this as F9. Okay, F9. Okay, good. So how many footings are there? Only one footing is there. And come to the diameter. So it's a 10 diameter at 150, 10 diameter at 150. So just input that. So 10 and 10 is there. You make this as 140 and make this as 140. Okay, good. This is 10 diameter, 140. Now we'll go with this thing, that is number of bar. So we are finding along the shorter span. Whenever you are finding the shorter span, you have to take the longer span. So that is why I've done round up. Your longer span is 1750 now. Okay, we'll write that. Will be 1750 minus the cover on both the side. Fairness 50 divided by spacing. Spacing is 140 plus 1 and will comma and 0. So it is 13 number of bar is required. Okay, fine. Now come to this thing. What is that? Cutting length. See, again, one problem is coming. What is that? Every time I'm dragging down, I don't know what is 173, 1360 and all. Why? Because I haven't freeze this portion. So what you do, select here, go to view, and then you go to the freeze pen and write freeze pens. Finish. Now you see, I've freezed, no? Now it's visible. Now you know what is, okay, what happened. Okay. Wait, one mistake we did. What is that? I should select this and go for freeze pens and unfreeze, and now select here freeze pens and freeze. Yeah, now it is correct. See, now it is freeze. No, now you know what is 1360. You don't have to go top every time. Yeah, okay, fine. 140, 140. Yeah. So cutting length, this is cutting length. Cutting length will be how much? Very simple. 1000 plus 200 plus 200. Okay. Now, how did you get this 200? You know, 400 minus 50 we did. And whatever answer we got, we did 2/3 of that. So that is why 200 is coming. Okay, great. So cutting length we understood, 200 plus 1000 plus 200. And now bend deduction also I have done. Minus 4 times the D. That is 2D, 2D, 4D. That is 4 into 10 I have done, because it's a 10 diameter bar. Okay, that's it. So I'm getting 1360. The cutting length in meter will be 1360 divided by 1000, which is 1.360. Now come to the total cutting length. So total cutting length will be how much? Total cutting length will be cutting length of one bar 1.360 multiply by number of bars and multiply by number of members, right? That is 1.360 into 13 into 1. If you do it manually also, you should get this answer. If you want, I'll do it manually. Like I'll do it here. Okay. So 1.360 multiply this by how much? Multiply this by 13 and multiply this by 1 and multiply this by 1 and close the bracket. You should get the same answer. That's it. 17.680. I got 17.680. Okay, fine. Now coming to the weight of the bar. So a weight of the bar, how you find? Total cutting length, that is 17.680 multiply by unit weight of 10 diameter bar. So your 10 diameter bar we are used, so it is 0.617. If you want, you can do it here also. Okay, I'll do it here. 17.68 is the total cutting length, multiply by 0.617, enter. So it is how much? 10.91. I'll do it here also. Multiply by 0.617, close the bracket, enter. That's it. 10.91, 10.91. Got it? Finish. Similarly, come along the longer span. Again, this remains same. Diameter was 10, spacing also 140. Coming to the number of bar. So number of bar, round up, open the bracket. You are finding the along the longer span. So you have to take the shorter span length. So the shorter span length is 1100. So click on 1100. And then minus 50, minus 50, both sides the cover will be gone. Divide by spacing is actually 150 plus 1 and dash 0. If you do, hit the enter button, you'll get number of bar is 9. Now come to the cutting length. So cutting length will be again 1650 plus 200 plus 200 minus the bend deduction I have done. Okay. If you do, you should get 2010. So this cutting length in meter will be 2.01, because if you divide this by 1000, you get this. So total cutting length will be very simple. 2.01 multiply by 9 multiply, because 2.01 multiply by 9 somewhere close to 18, because 9 to the 18. So it is 18.090. So you get an idea, rough idea. Coming to this one, this part, we'll just multiply this by unit weight of 10 diameter bar and close the bracket and hit the enter button. Done. So it is 11.71 kg. That's it. So if you want, I'll verify the answer here. Okay. Here somewhere we might have made mistake. I mean, not mistake. We'll verify that. Okay. Yeah. The longer span. Here there is one mistake. No, this mistake you see, which is that this is longer span. Okay. Wait. This is because this is along shorter span, then this value should change, isn't it? Because if it is along shorter span, you have to take shorter bar only. Hmm? Small mistake we have done here. This should be all right. And here it should be this portion. Done. Now I think it should match. Yeah. Okay. So 1050. Okay, this is why it is 1000 here. Okay, I've taken 1150 here. It should be 1100. What is there in the Excel sheet? 1100, right? Yeah, it is 1100 here. Okay, fine. Now it is correct. So you see, you verify the answer 10.91. Yeah, so 10.91 we are getting, and here we got 11.17. Here also it is 11.610. Got it, no? So 13 and 9. Here also we got 13 and 9. So 13, 17.68, 18.0. So again 17.68 and 80. Exactly correct. You're getting my point, no? So in this way we verify this already. I had done and kept. Okay, but here I have done in front of you. Not an issue. But anyhow, you should know the procedure to do. Slight error here and there, it's okay, and that is obvious because we are doing quantity estimation. Slight error if you go here and there, not an issue. You don't have to be exactly, perfect, because again, this is again an estimation. When you do practically on the site, we take a measurement there also. Once again, we ask the site engineer whether you people followed exactly 200 there or not. Okay, now there is every chance you may have a lot of doubts now. So what will happen? See, here we have done 200, but in site, if they don't do all these things, what is going to happen? Okay, so for that, in the next lecture, I'll explain you what all things, how you need to take care of all these things. Up to here, prepare your Excel sheet. That is next about the combined footing. I'll explain you in the next lecture. This is for the combined footing. C plan is there, no? F6. This combined footing, I'll explain you in the next lecture. Up to here, whatever combined footing or whatever isolated footing I've done, everything you prepare on your own and prepare your Excel sheets. Okay, follow the same method. Rest all things are very simple. If you have any doubt, you can always get back to me on this number. Okay, so if you put +1, it's a Indian code. Okay, plus. Okay, this is my WhatsApp number. You can do, else you can mail me on AKSHAYK. So in case if you are not able to follow anything, or in case if you find some difficulties, you can always mail me here or WhatsApp me here. So I'll solve your doubts over there. Okay. Yeah. So prepare your Excel sheets up to here. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.